Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Sorcery. Previously, we began the game, chose a female character avatar, and made some quite good progress, if I do say so myself. We left the starting area, collected our spell book, our kit, got some rations, were accosted by bandits, made it through a wood, and cut my leg bit by a giant bat. I cast a spell to turn myself giant and squish it like a bug. And then we stole our way into the Shanker mines, killed an ogre, and for our troubles got 2 emeralds the size of my fist. And now, with our prize in tow, let's continue north, up to Kare. You follow a path that leads sharply downhill into a narrow valley in which a stream runs. There's no path along the bank, but there is a bridge. Inspect the ropes and planks. You test the ropes, they seem to be firm. If this is a trap, it's not one that will dump you into a stream, but you could always struggle through the vegetation on the bank and try to find a fording point. Use the bridge. I see my guardian has turned into a fox. The fox is cunning and always has a scheme. He is a great burglar and dines well off those around him who never seem to see him come or go. Well, we did steal our way to riches, didn't we? Moving slowly and with one hand on your sword hilt, expecting the boards to give away at any moment, you inch across. The bridge holds and you reach the other bank quite safely. You now have a long walk ahead of you, along the ridge and through a light covering of trees. Ooh, that is a long walk. Are those huts up ahead? Ooh. The path climbs again up a low hill, covered over with thick bushes and shrubs that snag at your clothing. Halfway up, you hear a sound. Twigs breaking. Freeze. You freeze as a large creature the size of a bear emerges directly in front of you. It has black and white fur and a long, bushy tail that trails up behind. It growls menacingly. Skunk bear! Oh, look at that sleepy head. He looks pretty cute. He's going, yeah. Yeah, I see it. Try to edge around it. Perhaps if you are careful, you can slip around it. Oh, the left or the right? I guess this is like a 50-50 choice. Well, right served me well in the mine, so let's go right. You try to slip towards the bushes, but clearly something about you, or what you carry, attracts the beast's attention. As it sniffs the air and moves towards you, its sharp teeth on display. Oh, I wonder if it smelled my rations. You will not be able to avoid a confrontation. The creature is a skunk bear. Oh, nailed it! And when it raises its tail, it releases a nauseating odor. The smell that hangs around it is terrible. Ooh. I don't know about fighting a bear. Cast a spell. Maybe magic will save my day. It would not do to walk into town coated with the odious stench of skunk. No, sir. Okay, so... Law. Okay, control non-intelligent creatures. I absolutely could do this, but... Ooh, 3 whole stamina is pretty damn pricey. Let's see if there's alternatives. S-I-X? Clone the caster! 1 stamina, 6. I could create a diversion and get away. Maybe. You cast the spell, and in a flash, 5 replicas of yourself appear in front of the creature. The confused beast lurches forward to attack one of them, and you use the opportunity to escape, leaving your magic clones to fight your battle for you. Aw, that's awesome! The path leads down through another valley and back up another hill. 2 hours pass. Well, so what the hell? There's definitely huts right here and holes in the cave. Or holes in the cliff wall. Maybe I missed something here, but... Interesting. I wonder how I would have found that out. The sun is now just past its zenith, and everywhere a dusty heat rises from the baked earth. You begin to think about where you will stay for the night. Another night sleeping out in the open would be best avoided. But then you see a small village set into the hill. Look at it. Smoke rises from the stacks. The houses are well set, with stone at their bases and thatched roofs of grasses and thick leaves. There is, unusually, more than just one street running through the center of town, but it is as though this place, once rich, had had its heart scooped away. Litter surrounds the buildings, and on the edge of the village are rows and rows of empty, abandoned houses. You continue your slow trudge along the path. Cristatanti was once hustling and bustling, it seems, but has fallen on hard times. You walk into the village. Young hill dwellers pass you and stare at your strange clothes. Look at the people. Their own attire is rough by comparison to your gear. They wear their hair long, but piled up on their heads. These people are ghastly poor. The village is like a ghost town here on the knife edge of the backlands. Talk in an alehouse, rest at an inn. The day's still young. The sun is at its zenith. Let's gather info. Maybe someone will tell me a story in the alehouse. Or can make a friend. Or get in a bar fight. Walking down the single road, you quickly find a hut, with its front covered, pulling wide open. Its front covering pulled wide open, and the smell of brewed beer coming from inside. You go in. Several hill dwellers are here, talking gruffly. When you enter, they watch you with understandable caution. Ooh. Wow. Look at these people. I don't know what's going on with this dude right here, but boy, they have seen better days. The owner of the hut comes over to you. Welcome to Cristatanti, he declares. What do you want? Ignore him and sit with the hill dwellers, or greet the owner. Yeah, let's be polite. He's being polite and welcoming. Greet the owner. An evening's rest and a drink to wet my throat, you reply. Ale is 1 gold piece, he answers. Please, sit. You go over to the table where the hill dwellers are. Sit with the oldest man or sit with the youngest man. Ooh, the oldest man would definitely have the most knowledge and stories. Learn wisdom from my elder. You turn your attention to the oldest man at the table. Whatever face he once had is lost in a labyrinth of wrinkles, and his skin is the color of tanned hide from a lifetime in the beating sun. Greetings, old man. He raises his mug in salute. Stranger? His face is gravelly, like the dusty dirt that lines the streets of his town. Where are you from? I come from Analand. He nods. Not many has crossed through the Cantopani gate. In either direction, if you know what I'm saying. I understand you. He grins and picks his teeth with a fingernail. They say there is a war coming, something to do with a crown. Okay. Maybe let's keep our cards close to our chest. Maybe this guy hates the idea of the crown and he would dislike me. Let's play innocent. A crown? You ask, cautiously. The crown of kings, he says. They say it's how a leader leads. Without the crown on your head, no one will follow you. The crown can raise an army from the farmyard or command a population to walk into the sea. He shakes his head. Sounds like a bad idea if you ask me. But if someone's got to wear it, I'd rather they were in Analand than Mampain. Oh, okay, so he'd support me then. Okay. You sip your beer. The old man exchanges glances with the younger man sitting opposite. Well, the old man is pretty amicable. Let's ask him about the area. Can you tell me something about this region, you ask? Kristatanti, certainly. I'll tell you that around here, we're always glad to help out strangers. Oh, they're so nice. Okay. I think you're a crazy old man? Oh, that's just antagonism for antagonism's sake. No. Tell me what lies beyond this town. Beyond Kristatanti, there are two paths, he says. One takes you past Aliana's home, and you will need your wits about you if she's there. The other leads up into the hills, and Liaki, domain of the Great Ones. Either way you choose, I wish you the luck of Sindla on your journey. I don't need your gods, I have my own. Ugh. Okay, well, it might upset him if I don't know who his god is, so I'll just go with, I thank you. The man nods. Fat lot of good my wishes will do you if someone tries to split your skull, he observes. The crowd in the inn is starting to thin out. You finish your beer in a single draught and get to your feet. You make to leave the inn. The owner stops you, holding out his hand. Oh, pay with a gem. Oh, no, I need to keep that and sell it to a good high bidder. Oh, pay him the single gold piece. I have 17 left. You pay him his gold piece and step out into the street. You look this way and that, trying to decide what to do next, when you realize the old man has joined you once more. He grabs your shoulder and presses a fruit into your hand. Bamba, he declares through fermented breath. I grow them myself. Good for the stomach. He pats your belly and walks away, swaying slightly. Oh, yeah, what a cool dude. Look at the fruit. You turn the old man's gift over in your hands. It is a thick-rinded fruit that keeps well, and will be highly nourishing when you decide to eat it. Its only drawback is its incredible weight. It is now evening, and time to sleep. Sleep outside or in the inn? Nah, maybe we can get more rations in the inn. That'd be great. You stop a passerby and ask for an inn, and they lead you there directly. The woman who runs the place stands in the doorway with her arms folded. Are you from the king? She demands. I am on a mission for the king, but she seems really upset about the king. Okay, low profile. I'm a mere traveler. The woman narrows her eyes at you. This is a guest house, the best in Kristatanti. Only guests stay, and any guest of mine knows it costs me 3 gold pieces to host a traveler overnight and 2 to feed them. But it's all between friends. Okay, so that's 5 total. That's half the estimated price I'd get for the emerald. Yeah, I haven't eaten today, actually. I just had that ale, so... yeah, I'll eat first. Food is just being served. The woman steps aside and you go inside and sit down. A few minutes later, her husband appears with a steaming pot of skunk bear stew. Oh! Ooh, okay. As you eat, you can't help but remember the terrible-smelling beast dead on the path, and the thought makes you gag. You wolf it down, all the same, and leave your coins on the table. Do you want a room as well? The woman asks. Ooh. I don't have enough money. That would be a lie. Do I want to try and weasel my way into this? Like, the woman was pretty standoffish. But the old man said that they Christitantians love to help strangers in need. We could take advantage of her kindness. What if I get caught in the lie? What if they find my gold or my emeralds? Let's just pay for the room, make it simple. 3 gold. Well, maybe I could just go out sleep outside for free. I'm curious. I don't have enough money. Let's try this. The woman nods once, seemingly unsurprised, then shows you to the door. You creep off to the edge of the village. Ah, crap. Okay, well, fine. Outside it is. The cover of the forest is dark, and the ground is thick with fallen branches, mud, and briar. You walk for nearly an hour more, and then you pass a large tree atop a great fist of curling roots. It is a perfect spot to sleep. Sleep without eating. I already ate something. You forego eating and settle down to sleep. It will not be an uninterrupted night out here under the stars, surrounded by beasts, but you will still feel a little better for it. Hey, and I got more stamina again. Nice. 14. Your dreams are vivid once again. You are walking endlessly, the hills moving up and down under your feet like a rippling sea. Every step exhausts you, but no step moves you forward. Meanwhile, a tall black creature strides towards you, wreathed in a foul-smelling smoke, and in the distance a deep voice is booming with laughter. The long, cruel fingers of one hand are curled around the metal frame of a crown, and with the other he beckons you forward, as if into a trap. Okay, back to the road. Not sure why I had to go out there like that. I could have just slept, like, against a wall in the village, but whatever. You wake early and sit for a moment, in no great hurry to leave this place where you have lingered so long. This is now the 3rd day of your journey, and the muscles in your legs are feeling lean and strong from so much walking. You spend a short while enjoying the peace, then unhurriedly collect your possessions and set off along the path. Christitanti is surrounded by several miles of fields. It sits in a well-protected ring of hills and is close enough to the river to be reasonably prosperous. As you follow the path between lines of sun-baked crops, you come to a fork in the road. The right-hand way leads past a set of outbuildings, while the left heads directly off into the deep woodland. Right. So they said... Okay, yeah, the old man said that in the forest is... what was it? Alania's house. Alania's house, something like that. Yeah, no, that strikes me as a creepy witch doing witch things, preying on travelers. Meanwhile, apparently the path to the north in Liaki is the domain of the old ones? Oh, neither of these seem good. And what's more, the path seems more arduous going north, but... Ooh. Is that a little cave there? Ooh. Okay. Well, okay, so... Earlier in our adventures, I've gone through woods. First I was eaten alive by a giant bat, then I was assailed by a skunk bear. I've had enough of woods. Let's head north. You glimpse a few people at work by the buildings. There will be precious little company in your journey, so you should take it while you can. Approaching a low wall, you see a blind beggar, sheltering in the shade with his hand held outstretched. He hears your approach and clicks his fingers. Alms, would you? For love of Sindla. Alms? Ooh. Let's look at him. The man is a sorry sight. He is skinny and sparsely clothed, and his eyes are painted with a dark dye to indicate his blindness for all to see. Please, mistress, I wouldn't ask if I didn't need to. Used to be a jailer, see? Now I don't, see? Please. I haven't said a single word. I've just walked out of the path is all. How do you know I'm a woman? Oh man, I don't think I would have caught that if I played a male character. Ooh. Used to be a jailer, huh? What happened to you? Red eyes, he answers, and won't say any more. I have nothing to give. I don't... At least we can do is be polite to him, but I'm sorry for your loss. Can't eat pity, the man shrugs. I'm just gonna walk on. You give no reply and walk on by. Strange, calls the blind man after you, how I can't see you and you can't see me. A little further up the road, an ox cart trundles towards you. The driver lifts a hand. Oh, you want a lift, do you? He calls. I see you're walking and I'm heading this way. Oh, yeah, look at the driver. The driver of the cart seems honest enough. A dark-skinned farmer, probably tough enough to pull the cart himself if he had to. Are you getting in? I don't have all day, he cries. Absolutely, thanks, buddy. You hop aboard the cart and the driver whips his oxen into a trot. So where are you headed, he asks, as he negotiates the corners and pitholes in the rugged path. A trader, I'm guessing, by the looks of you. Off to Carre to sell them weapons. I hear they're buying them. I'm no trader. No? The driver regards you with interest. A bit too well-tooled for a trader, perhaps. There's bandits out here, but not so many as to need a one-man army to get about, rather than a carriage. So what's your journey about? You getting out of Anoland before it's too late? Too late for what? They say the king has lost his power. They say he's not holding down the law anymore. Soon Kristatanti will be the most civilized place in the whole of Kakabad. That's what I heard. Ooh. Well, we are on a mission for the king. We're to get the crown and give it to him, so... I think we like him. The king is a brave man. Lost the crown, didn't he? The cart jumps a dip in the road. That's what they say. He lost the crown and there's going to be a war. The driver looks sour. Though war suggests us we might be able to fight back, and it's not going to be like that, is it? Not with the crown. Be ready for the worst. The driver looks at you with a new respect in his eye. He glances at your sword, your backpack. You're traveling alone, he asks, then nods. I see. May Sindla watch your footsteps then, lady. And he nods, turns his face to the road, and drives on. After half an hour or so, he reaches a wide field thick with vegetables. This is my stop, he remarks. Thank you for the lift. No troubles, the driver replies. He jumps down. Steal the cart. Oh, no way. Oh, jeez. What? Oh. That would be so mean. No. Yeah, the guy's well built, we noted. He could probably outrun it, maybe, for a bit and catch up to us, so get down myself. You hop down off the cart. You feel a little better for the restful journey. The driver smiles and heads off towards the field. You watch him for a moment. It's an enormous crop, and he has a lot of work ahead of him. Offer to help him. Huh. I'm not sure I'd get anything if I did. He's just a farmer. I toil in the in the field all day? Bit unfair, Well. I don't have time for this. With a last wave of your hand, you start walking. I see I've been the ape for a while, so let's see what that is. A strong beast, intelligent and prudent, who takes great pride in acting faithfully, to be depended upon. Okay. Oh, to the giant gate. I feel like that farmer would have warned me if there was anything nasty out this way, so I think we're good, maybe. You continue along the path, climbing. Your legs feel strong and lean. By the end of this journey, you will be built like a mountain goat. The afternoon progresses long and easy. This place you are walking through seems thick with desolation, as if it was long ago abandoned. And then, as if to confirm your thought, you come across two enormous stone pillars, listing slightly either side of the road. They form a gate, but the gate is 3 times the height of a man. Oh. That's a big old gate. Peering closely, you make out the faded remains of carved characters. In the old script, L and K, the remnants of a spell of fortune, perhaps, or of binding for those now fallen stones. Oh, that would be lock or luck, maybe. Huh. There's nothing for it but to go forwards. Through the gate. You step into the shadow of the enormous gate. The ruins of walls line the path either side, but these are walls built from blocks the size of ox carts. Centuries ago, this must have been a palace of a king 12 feet tall. Now it has been leveled, and the stones stolen for the field walls and foundations of the villages all around. Investigate the ruins. Continue climbing. Well, I feel like Cristatanti, as impoverished as it is, would have picked this clean, but maybe there's some sort of wisdom I can glean. You take a moment to clamber out over the ruins and off the path, until you are surrounded by waist-high grasses. The ground rises and falls sharply around the outlines of houses and buildings. You trace the line of a street, wide enough to run 3 carts abreast, that leads quickly downhill towards the forest. Oh, okay, yeah. City of Giants. Once this place was rich and plentiful. What happened here to remove every last trace of these colossal people? Look inside a house. You stop by the edge of a house. The side wall only stands as high as your knees. Grass nods above it. Looking inside, you can make out the edges of the fireplace, the back wall, and an adjoining area. Perhaps a grain store or a bedroom. What's in the grass? You take a few moments to search through the long grasses and find nothing, until your hand closes on a clay pot near one wall. It is shape of a wine jug, but about 3 times the usual size. Around the neck is a red stain. Wine, or maybe blood. It is impossible to tell. The base of the pot has been smashed away, perhaps by age, perhaps by someone unhappy with the contents. You leave the pot behind. Follow this street down. You follow the line of the street down the slope of the hill. The further you go from the path, the more overgrown the ruins become, until you can barely make out their outlines at all. After a while, you are not following the street at all, but simply holding to the same line. You approach the edge of a thick woodland. Oh, I could enter the tree line. That would definitely dodge Aliana's house and the road. But, nah. Road's probably safer. The path crosses over a low, broken wall, and then rises sharply uphill through a pass. After a while, you see 2 cave mouths, one to the left of the path and another to the right. Ooh. Okay. Well... I don't see any exit holes on this side of the mountain. Okay, the left cave is... well, it looks smaller. Right-hand cave is larger. Has right ever steered me wrong? It hasn't, which means clearly left is the right choice this time. Reverse psychology. Haha. The left-hand cave is a little wider at its mouth, but it's also not deep, and appears to be empty. Rubble covers the floor along with a few items that suggest someone lived here. A huge broken stool, a net with a wide mesh, and a large human-shaped skull the size of a dog. The place was clearly home to a giant. Investigate what's here. Still, by the look of the skull, it seems that giant is long gone, so it should be safe to look around. Maybe the net is the most useful thing here. You pick up the net. The squares are so large that a rabbit or deer would be able to run straight through, but they're small enough that they could catch an animal about your size. Of course, you'd cut your way out of such a trap in a moment. Oh... Take the net. You roll up the net and put it in your pack. Okay. I can use it to entrap something my size or bigger. Awesome. Take a closer look at the skull. Next, you turn your attention to the giant skull. There's no trace of flesh remaining on the bone, and the eye sockets are dull and empty. No one has lived in here for a long time. On top of the skull has been knocked. The top of the skull has been knocked about a bit. There's a crack in the top, and most of the teeth are missing. Examine the teeth. Are any gold? Only 2 teeth left in the jaw. Wait. Pry the teeth loose. Ooh. Wait, hold on. You don't suppose that teeth are a region for a spell? Okay, face mask, jewel of gold, mirror, firewater, stone dust, yellow powder, gale horn, oak sapling, brass pendulum. Oh god. Green-haired wig? What, really? Holy water? Okay, back to the front of the book then. Sand. Pebble. Giant's tooth! Giant's tooth! Giant's tooth! Yob. Casting this spell requires the tooth of a giant, and when cast will summon a new giant whom the caster may control. The giant will then disappear when his duty is done. And you say I can get 2 of these, huh? Okay, pry the teeth loose. Alright. You use the tip of your sword to pry a couple of giant's teeth free, and then slip them into your pack. Okay. The net's a win, the skull's a win. How about that stool? Finally, you look at the stool. It's made from the lower branches of an ash tree, braced together with joint pins the size of your forearm. And before the stool broke, it could probably have borne the weight of several cattle. But it's broken now, and of no use to you, and there's no way you could carry it far. Leave it here. You put the stool down. You've seen enough. You turn to leave the cave. Oh, good, I can choose the right cave as well. Let's absolutely take a poke in here. Crossing the path, you go over to the other cave. There's a faint whistling sound. The wind, perhaps. Go further in. You creep further in. Then, a few steps on, you stumble and fall, and as you do so, the whistling stops. To your horror, you realize what you've tripped over is a foot. A giant slowly rubs its eyes and gets to its feet. It hoists up a massive stone club. Oh, oh, God. Okay. Yeah, I don't like my odds. No, sir. No, sir, I do not. Cast a spell. Get me out of here. Okay, okay, B-I-G? I could grow to match the size of the giant, then it would be an even fight, wouldn't it? And if this case can accommodate a giant of that size, then it certainly can accommodate me. Okay, might choose this, so I want an even fight. Dud. Illusion of treasure. Could probably get away if I did that. If I said dumb, cause clumsiness. I could make it drop its club, maybe. Fight it barehanded. That's 3 stamina, no. K, nothing for K. Of course, always. Y. O, B. Summon a giant. It wouldn't even cost stamina, it would just consume one of the teeth. I would have one left over, but... Oh, wait. If I turned myself giant, would my sword remain tiny? Would it just be a toothpick? Okay. Yob, summon a giant, requires a giant's tooth, let's do it. You pull out a giant's tooth and throw it onto the ground and cast your spell. A plume of smoke rises into the air as if the tooth has set alight, and then out of the smoke steps another giant. The two close with each other, slamming each other with their clubs. The noise fills the valley and huge waves of dust are kicked up. Okay, I can run for it, or wait to see who wins. Okay. Best case scenario, my giant wins handily and I can loot the giant and its cave. Worst case scenario, the enemy giant is wounded and I can finish it off. The fight is vicious, but ultimately the hill giant knocks the life out of your summoned creature, but not before your champion has done some damage. It will now be up to you to finish this giant off. Okay, its stamina is now 4 out of 11. I like that, but oh my god, it's fearsome attack power. Okay. Let's stay at 0. We'll defend for what it's worth. Gauge its ability. 1. I should have guessed it would be winded. With a roar that shakes the rock, the giant swings its club and comes for you, determined to crack open your bones. You raise your sword to cover your body as he tries to push you back with his great hand. You're mostly unhurt. His stupid eyes are watching you closely, not wanting to take a risk. Okay. Let's hit it with a 4.9, or an even 5. Or, I'm feeling, 5. Stealing your courage, you move in, aiming to trap the giant against the cave wall. Moving swiftly, you aim to skewer his heart. He deflects as well he can. The giant's eyes are bloodshot, and he is moving much slower now. He beats his club against his palm, readying himself. Ooh, that sounds like he's aiming for something huge. Defend. 7.5. Oh, that's terrifying. You drop down, protecting yourself. Just in time, the giant raises its club above its head and attempts to crush you in a single blow. You are just in time to roll to one side. You are largely unscathed. He raises his club across his body defensively. Alright, let's hit him with one of those 3.5s. 0, yeah. Taking a chance, you move forwards. Moving quickly, you thrust a straight lunge towards his eye. The giant flicks your attack neatly away with his club. He is left breathless, but otherwise unharmed. His eyes follow your movements cautiously. Right, he's on the defensive. He has 1 stamina left. 6. Everything I got into this one last blow. You strike again, readying a blow that could part stone and hurtle forwards. Then your sword slips between the giant's ribs and he falls, gasping his last in a noise like a gushing waterfall. Continue. Skilled swordplay. The mountainsides fall silent. Let's search the body. You quickly search the giant's body and find a pouch at his waist containing 8 gold pieces. Nice! It's hard to imagine the giant spending them. Perhaps he was not as dumb as he appeared. Or perhaps he liked them because they were shiny and nothing more. You like them too, so you take them. Oh, I like that. Well, let's examine the body. Maybe we can take one of his teeth. You step over to the body. The giant is quite dead. His eyes stare open and his mouth is wide, mid-roar, showing his teeth. Yeah. Pry loose his teeth. With your sword, you pry loose a couple of the giant's teeth. It's bloody work, but you will be able to take them with you. Nice. Now let's search the cave. So, how many teeth do I have? Items. Other items. I have the giant net. Magic items, though. 3 giant's teeth. Right on. I got a net gain of 1. Wow. You explore into the depths of the giant's cave to see what you can find. At the back of the room, you find a large loaf of bread. It's too big to carry, but you could eat a little from it. Hell yeah, heal me up. Nice. You tear away the crust with your sword and then eat a few handfuls from inside. It's fairly nourishing, if not pleasant. Time to move on. You hurry out of the shadow of the pass. Wow. So I got today's meal, and I got an extra giant's tooth all from free for that cave, essentially. Excellent. Now downhill. You crest the rise and continue down the slope on the other side. You pass out through another gigantic gate and into barren mountainside. Approaching Dumpus. The path trips and slides down a steep scree slope, and then emerges into a sudden plain, as if the forest has been scooped away by a gigantic hand. A river trickles thinly between short grasses, and by its banks stands a tiny village. Avoid the village? Not on your life. Enter Dumpus. Yes! Today has been mercifully short and uneventful. You have made excellent progress. With a decent meal and a night's sleep, your next day will start auspiciously. So you begin the gentle climb down into the village. You follow the path down into the village, passing a sign which declares it to be Dumpus. The streets are thin and narrow, and the buildings have been set close together, as if trying to withstand a storm. There is a terrible smell hanging in the air. All in all, it seems an unpleasant place. Explore the town, talk to the villagers. I want to find a shop. Halfway along the track, you come across a couple of merchants' huts. Yes! You browse for items worth buying with your 23 gold pieces. Your attention is taken by a finely woven skull cap, a finely crafted sword, and a small bag of provisions. Tell me about this sword. Carefully, you lift the lawn sword from the table and swing it through the air. It cuts with a finely carved edge. A fine piece of work, I'm sure you'll agree, the merchant enthuses. 6 gold pieces. Yeah, we'll pay for it. My emerald can fetch is worth 10, at least, so... You pay him 6 gold pieces and strap the lawn sword around your waist. Now, I want to say the skull cap. Hold on here. You pick up the skull cap and turn it over. Stolen from a priest of Dadulay, the merchant declares with pride. A fine piece of work. 4 gold pieces. You can tell from feel of the cloth it has no inherent magic, but it might be useful in spells. Yeah, I think while we were leafing through the magic spell book, I saw something to do with a skull cap. Let's see here. Skullcap. Pebble, sand, nose plug, skullcap. Tell. To activate this cap, the caster must wear a cloth skullcap. The user may then read the mind of any intelligent creature nearby, learning its weaknesses, the contents of nearby rooms, and other such details. Ooh! Well, that is good. Anything else with the skullcap? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, wow, okay. Skullcap. Let's absolutely buy it. Ooh. Could try it on. I could read the merchant's mind. You place it on your head, but you feel nothing. You take it off again. Oh, well, okay. A skullcap. Yeah, I'm buying it. You pay him 4 gold pieces. You place the skullcap in your sack. And provisions, what's the prices? You examine the bag of food. There is about enough to last 3 days. 6 gold pieces, the merchant says, with a smile. Good for a traveler, I'm sure. Well, I've managed to find food every day, and I have 4 rations for backup. I think we're good to go. It's a bit pricey. Don't buy them. You return the bag to the merchant's table. 6 gold pieces is too much, you explain. You nod to the merchant. The merchant smiles. Is there anything else I can help you with? Oh. Is there any work to be had here? I could earn back some money, maybe. The merchant sizes you up. You look like a good worker to me. One of my friends needs some digging doing. I'm sure he would pay you and feed you for it. Ah, digging what? The merchant shifts uncomfortably. Does it matter? You'll find out. He stares at you. So, he asks. He looks over his shoulder at the path. I'm going that way now myself. Are you coming? Oh, I have alarm bells in my head. But... follow the merchant, huh? Well, here's the thing. If I suspect foul play, I can maybe use my new telepathy spell to read their intentions. And if things really do turn bad, I'm about to be ambushed, I can put my new sword to the test. So, follow the merchant. He leads you to a house on the edge of the village and introduces you to the householder, a stout man who's probably incapable of lifting the spade, let alone digging with it. What is it you need doing? Cesspit, the man replies. Out back. Needs digging. How much? Well, the man replies, it's pretty urgent. The old one's overflowing. How much money, you demand? 3 gold pieces. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll get started. Spade's out back, he replies with a jerk of his thumb. You walk through the man's house into the back garden. The smell is terrible. The job is not just to dig a new cesspit, but to dig over the old one. And it's going to be several hours' work that'll probably take the whole night. You collect the spade stuck in the ground by the hole. Cast a spell. Ooh. Maybe I could cast 6 and make clones to help me dig? Maybe? Let's see what the stars have to say. P. E. P? Cause strength requires fire water. Ah, that'd be good. B. I. G. Oh, big. Oh, man. I think that would necessitate digging with my hands, though. Z. A. P? Create lightning? No. No. Oh, God. Nothing for D. Oh, that's all my options, isn't it? Alright, I guess we'll try big. It's better than nothing, probably. You cast the spell and wait for it to take effect. Then you feel the spade turn from a heavy tool to a mere toothpick in your hand, as you swell to 3 times your usual size. You have the digging work done in barely any time. Collect my pay. You go back into the house and collect your money. 3 gold pieces. The grateful householder also provides you with some food, as well as a space on the floor to rest for the remainder of the night. You settle down happily and are quickly asleep. Oh! Everything is turning up Millhouse. You dream strange dreams as you sleep. It seems as though you wander through doors and hallways built 10, 20 times your height. You are an insect, and the hills over which you walk are the follicles of hair on the shaved chin of a giant. Storms of hot, fetid breath seem to sweep across you, threatening to blow you down into hell. Overhead, you fancy you hear the flap of giant wings. The birdmen came for the crown. Perhaps, before this journey is finished, they will come for you. I have such pleasant dreams, don't I? Alas, I must leave Dumpus. You rise early, dismiss the attentions of the householder, and head back out into the street. Within a few minutes of walking, you are out of Dumpus and back on the road. After another hour or so, the way branches, with one path heading up into the hills, and the other turning downhill and along one side of a barren stony ridge. Is that a village you can make out on top of the hill? It seems a lonely place for it. The village of Uristanti. Okay. Well, where the hell does the road out of Uristanti lead? That's a dead end. Go downhill. Ooh, the Jiker mines. Abandoned. Dude, caves have been treating me right. I got 2 emeralds in one, and a net, and some free food, and giant's teeth in the others. Caves are pretty alright, but where the hell is this road from Urastani gonna take me? I don't want to miss anything, but let's try the town. Could be another merchant. The gentle upward slope becomes a steep climb, and you are forced to rest several times. So far, you've been walking through the foothills. Now the journey will become more serious. When finally you reach the summit and can look out over the low plateau you have crested, you see the path run through a small settlement of crudely fashioned huts. Oh my. Oh geez, this is a very pleasant place, huh? There are villagers out in the street, talking and working. It seems a happy, bustling place. Let's watch from outside for a bit. You stay at your vantage point and watch a while longer to see if things change. After a while, you begin to notice something strange about the way the people in the village are moving. First you notice one is limping, then another. Then you realize they are all shuffling as they move. Some use sticks, one is even crawling. Ooh. Watch more. You stay hidden and watch for longer. After a while, you realize that whatever is happening in the village, it is desperate. There is no laughter, no joy. There is no trade or commerce. The women do not walk about, and the men do not watch them. It is like a prison camp. You know what? I'm just going to turn around. You have seen enough. Taking to the low scrub, you walk a quarter circle around the village to the far ridge. Let's keep going. Don't look back. The path turns down a steep scree slope and into some trees. Right, okay. It's difficult to see the way ahead through the tree line, but you trust to the course and eventually the path bursts out onto a narrow stone ledge high above the valley floor. The ledge leads left and right. There's no way forwards. Look left. You can see that the narrow ledge is formed by a splitting of the rock that leads all the way down to the misty valley floor. If there is a path up the other side, it is not clear from here. Looking right, you are taken aback, as out of the mist that fills the valley, an impossibly wide bridge looms into view, as if it had only now fallen into place. It is made of planks and thick ropes, and is suspended from the peak to the peak on the other side. Who could have built such a marvel, and how long ago? Look at the bridge. You take a moment more, staring at the bridge. It forms a delicate curve across the valley, swaying very slightly in the wandering wind. But the more you look, the more it seems too perfect. Could such a bridge possibly exist? Or is it mere illusion to trick the incautious traveler? Getting to your feet once more, you take a moment to find your balance before moving on. One slip here, and you will fall a long way down. Into the valley. Okay, if I did go into the valley, I probably wouldn't come out of that mine somewhere else. I'd instead probably end up over the peak of the hill, overlooking Biratanti. To the bridge, into the valley. Look, mines have always treated me right. So let's do it. The bridge seems untrustworthy. Should anything happen while you were halfway across it, there would be no escape but the last, most final kind. Better to walk. You make your way along the stone ledge. The angle is steep, and it's hard going not to stumble. At the valley floor is a dried-up river, covered in worn stones honed by water that is now long gone. Small caves open in the rock face nearby, with rusted machinery abandoned outside. There was mining here once, but it must have been a long time ago. A wider track made for carts carrying ore leads up the far slope. You pause for a moment to recover your breath and look around. You walk for a while between the ancient machines that list out of the mud beside the riverbed. Gigantic hoppers, now bronze with rust, with huge spiked wheels on their sides, and chutes leading between them, now thick with bindweed, slugs, and mud. Whatever these machines were for, they have not worked in decades, maybe even centuries. Meaning they did obtain riches from this mine. Who knows, maybe I could glean something. A third emerald, maybe? You approach the mine entrance. A wet wind greets you from the depths. The mine shaft must lead somewhere. But it is pitch dark. There are no torches. And you do not have any light of your own. Oh. Do I have a spell that can create light? Oh. Zed. This is the most formidable spell in lore, but no one knows why. In all recorded history, this spell has been cast only once by a powerful necromancer from Throban. Really? Come on. Who has never been seen again. Its effects are unknown. The necromancer's notes were found, but were crazed and unclear. Treat with extreme caution. Okay. Okay. Anything with light. Oh. Sun. Requires a sun jewel. Once cast, the jewel will glow either brilliantly to dazzle attacking creatures or just light enough to act as a torch. Ah, man, what if I could find a sun jewel in the mind? Anything else? Sap? Fog, mud, fall, dim. Wait, Mac. Oh. How? Perilous situation when information about the safest way of escape is desired. The caster will receive a psychic inclination towards one route or a means of defense if one is present. Okay, that could be useful. Huh. Well, let's try the mine just a bit. We'll poke our head in and see what's what. I know this video has to end soon, but I'm excited. You stride further inside until the wet rock is above you and the air falls suddenly cold and still. Your breath echoes. Tight, dark places are often fearsome, and though the rock walls here are carved with axes, there is something wild and harrowing about this place. Your feet crunch on the gravel floor. Cast a spell. H-O-W. Find safe passage. Hell yeah. Oh. You cast the spell and wait to find out how you can escape the mine. The answer, when it comes, is obvious. You must turn around and go back into the sunlight. You go a little further into the dark, feeling your way along the right wall. Then you hear something, a deep, resounding growl. The walls shake. There is the scrape of claws on stone and another noise, like fluttering, beating sails, as though a ship fought against a gale. Something is rushing towards you. You turn to run, but cannot move your legs quickly enough. Sharp talons gash in your back, and you fall. You have been killed in the darkness. Your adventure is at an end. Rip. Well, okay, well, that's choose your own adventure stories for you. Great let's play. Oh god. Yeah, I guess I'll rewind. Just a little. Back out here. In the valley. Yeah, go to there. Alright. That'll do it for now. Maybe next time we could try another crack at the mines, but, boy, there must be some ferocious beastie in there, huh? Even if I had, like, that detect danger spell. That's not how, but the other one. I forget the name. I don't think my fate would change. Maybe at this point I should just continue going up and abandon the mine. Who knows? So, to recap, we went quite a long ways, didn't we? Yeah, we began just north of the Schenker mines. We went up north into Cristatanti. Met that nice old man, gave me a bit of fruit. Got a cart ride up to Liaki. All the giants. We tangled with a giant and got some teeth and a net and some rations and made it to Dumpus. We shoveled shit in Dumpus, as is appropriate. We checked out Urastanti and then noped the hell out. And we made it to Jenker Mines, or Jiker Mines, rather. Jiker. It sounds like a slur. Maybe it is. A fantasy slur. So, next time, I suppose we'll head up to Buritanti, then somewhere make our way to Torapani, and then, wow, bam, we'll be right there in Kare, and Kare is Act 2 of 4, so, yeah, I think we might finish Part 1 in the very next video. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, that'd be awesome. Right, I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. My adventure has been going very swimmingly. Besides that one death we suffered, yeah, everything's great. Take a look at our items. I have the Lawn Sword. Adds +2 to my max attack. So my previous cap was 9. Now it's 11, I believe. And it does mean that my attack power bar is longer, so it can make ballsier plays in combat. Better weapons are so good, and I remember that from last time I played. I got a cloth skull cap, 3 giant's teeth, spellbook page. I have 16 gold and 2 emeralds. Oh, everything is just great. And would you know it, we're still an ape. So, yeah. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been the wonderful and amazing and so very atmospheric and fun Sorcery. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.